A movie where you actually root for the killer? Body Cam starring Mary J. Blige. I came into this movie knowing nothing at all, didn't see any trailers, was on Facebook and a friend recommended it. As they said, Body Cam, Mary J. Blige. They said the movie was good. It's a picture of her as a cop. All right, I'm in. I'm going to check it out. Hit play, started watching it. This movie was nothing what I expected. I'm expecting a cop drama, a BET cop drama, because the beginning of the movie, it says BET Films, and I said, oh shit. I'm probably in for a cheese fest, and surprisingly, the production value was so good in this movie, this could have been released in the theaters. Now, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but I think this is another one of those movies where it's hard to talk about without really spoiling it. So, Mary J. Blige plays a cop, and she does something where they have to put her on a leave of absence. She comes back, she's trying to get back in the swing of things, and then she realizes that there's some unusual shit going on, and the detective in her has to get to the bottom of what's going on, the facts and the evidence. These unusual events have to do with her fellow peers, her fellow officers, and look, this movie is part detective story, part Scooby-Doo mystery, part supernatural thriller, part slasher, all in one. And what I enjoyed about this is that this movie was different. Like I said, it's multiple genres in one film. But I found myself a couple of times getting kind of creeped out. So I watched this about like 11:35 at night. That's when I started. Me and my daughter watched it. And we're both looking like, this is a little scary. This has got some creepy shit in there. There's a scene in particular, like I said, not really getting into spoilers, but there's a scene in particular where the Mary J. Blige character and her partner are investigating this house. And it's like a creepy abandoned house. It's dark, but everywhere they go, you see something walking past them. Every time they go down somewhere else, you see that same whatever it is walking past. It's like you keep seeing this shadowy figure, and you're like, what the fuck is that? So, yeah, man, it just had some really scary shit in there where if you watch this at night, after the movie goes off, you probably have to watch some Disney to kind of, so you don't have nightmares. Mary J. Blige was okay in this movie. I'm not going to say she gave a tour de force performance, nothing like that. Like she was just nominated, I think, last year for an Oscar or the year before that. So I'm like, okay, Mary J, she's her acting chops is getting up there. But this movie, she was just okay. It wasn't a really bad performance, but it really wasn't a good performance either. It was a little bland. But what I really liked about this movie, like I said, is the element of surprise, where some shit you didn't see coming, and just the route that it took. But I will say in this movie, if you really have a disdain for the police, I think that this will satisfy you. That's the only thing I can say. If you don't too much care for the po-po, I think you'll get some satisfaction watching this. If you're a big fan of the police, if you really support your law enforcement and, know the police have a bad name and I'm not going to let you drag their name through the mud, you might get offended. You might get offended because there's the subplot of this movie, not subplot, but like the plot in this movie has to do with police brutality and wrongful doing, and it comes back to bite them in the ass. That's pretty much all I can say without really spoiling it. It comes back to bite them in the ass in the most gruesome way, and there were a couple of times I was like, wrapping this up, if I can give this thing a grade, I would give Body Cam, I'd give it a B+, y'all. My only gripes about the movie is sometimes it has some pacing issues. Sometimes where they had the scenes, the suspense scenes, they dragged it out a little bit too long. It took a little too much time, and you want to get more to the meat of what's going on. And yes, there is a killer in this movie, and the killer will put you in the mind of like a Jason Voorhees / Candyman, and you don't really see much of it, but I guess when that figure does pop up, it does some damage, you know what I mean? But you wanted to see more of it, so it was more suspense building more than it was payoff. But it didn't really have a good payoff, man. That's just me nitpicking. I really recommend watching this movie. I really enjoy the shit out of this movie. And not something that you really want to watch right before bed. So anyways, have y'all seen it? What'd you think about it? Comment freely below. Let me know what you thought. If you like and dig the content, hit that like and subscribe. Notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.